Jerusalem, Israel, May 3, 2025. Horror has befallen Jerusalem as entire vineyards are reduced to ash. Olive groves are charred beyond repair. Wildlife is driven from their natural shelters. Birds fly out of the smoky sky. Deer and smaller animals flee in panic. Despite a tireless battle, firefighters have not been able to contain the dangerous fires near Jerusalem. But they have arrested those believed to be deliberately setting fires in Israel. On May 3, firefighters in Israel reported that they had brought some of the wildfires around Jerusalem under control. But many more dangerous fires were still burning that had forced evacuations and burned tens of thousands of acres. Firefighters reportedly fought the blaze from both the ground and the air. But strong winds hampered aerial operations, with photos from the area showing damaged vehicles, burned homes, thick smoke rising into the sky, and limited movement of people and vehicles. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared a state of emergency as authorities reported. The flames were approaching densely populated areas and historic sites. The wave of wildfires threatens human life and the livelihoods of Jerusalem's communities. This is not just a field fire. It is a national danger, Netanyahu said while addressing staff at the Fire Management Center. According to climate data provided to the World Meteorological Organization, Jerusalem receives about 21 inches of rain annually, most of which occurs in the winter months. The driest months are July and August, when there is typically no measurable rainfall, meaning the country's driest period is yet to come. The Jordan River, a vital watershed for Israel as well as Lebanon, Jordan, Syria and Palestine, is reportedly running low, despite the region being at the end of its rainy season. The devastating Jerusalem wildfires broke out in a forested area between Eshtaol and Latrun, just west of Jerusalem. What started as a small fire quickly turned into a national emergency, as a combination of scorching temperatures, dry terrain and strong winds caused the fire to spread uncontrollably. Within a few, the fire has now spread to the outskirts of 10 towns, forcing mass evacuations, paralyzing traffic and plunging the entire region into chaos. Thick smoke has blanketed much of Jerusalem's hilly areas and quickly engulfed the area, turning the sky orange and choking the air with dangerous pollutants. Air quality has deteriorated so badly that experts have ranked Jerusalem as one of the world's worst air-polluted cities over the past 3 days. Visibility has dropped dramatically and people have been advised to stay indoors or evacuate if possible. More than 10,000 residents have been forced to flee more than a dozen communities as the fire approaches at a terrifying pace. Roads leading out of the affected areas have been clogged with fire trucks and ambulances as residents scramble to get out. The speed of the fire took many by surprise, with some neighborhoods only spared from total destruction thanks to the tireless and courageous efforts of local fire crews. Transport systems across the country were severely disrupted. Route 1, the country's main highway linking Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, was closed in both directions due to fire hazards and poor visibility. Train services were suspended, leaving many commuters stranded. These closures not only affected emergency logistics and the movement of people, but also caused major economic disruption. Schools were closed in affected areas, and deliveries of goods and supplies to the capital were delayed for days. The environmental damage was most catastrophic, with some 6,200 acres of land burned, including vast tracts of natural forest, agricultural fields, and wildlife habitat. Parks Canada, one of Israel's most beloved recreational areas, lost nearly 70% of its vegetation. The charred remains of pine trees dotted the hills, and the once lush landscape became a blackened wasteland. Environmental groups have described the event as one of the worst ecological disasters in the Jerusalem area in recent decades. Historic and cultural sites are also at risk. A Catholic monastery near Latrun was nearly engulfed in flames but was saved by last-minute efforts by firefighters. Archaeological sites in the area are now being surveyed for possible damage, with conservationists fearing that ancient structures hidden in the hills may have been severely affected. Up to 160 fire crews and 12 aircraft have been working tirelessly over the past 3 days. They have battled shifting winds, burning embers and fast-moving flames that often fly over fire barriers, crossing roads to start new fires. In some towns, the flames came within meters of people's homes before being pushed back. By Friday, the fire had reached the outskirts of 10 towns and villages, with police knocking on doors, urging families to leave immediately, while buses and ambulances arrived to transport those without transport, including the elderly and disabled. Thick smoke reduced visibility to near zero. The fire was so close to roads. Drivers were seen abandoning their vehicles and running to safety as the flames spread up hillsides. Traffic congestion exacerbated evacuation efforts, turning some roads into chaotic escape routes, and emergency services were stretched to their limits. The fires have also damaged agriculture and natural habitats, with entire vineyards reduced to ash, olive groves charred beyond repair and wildlife driven from their natural habitats. Birds flew out of the smoke-filled skies while deer and smaller animals were seen running away in panic. In addition to the environmental damage, the economic impact on farmers and rural communities is expected to be significant, with fields, storage facilities and irrigation systems destroyed, putting lives at risk. Initial reports suggest that carelessness by hikers in the Mesalit Zion area may have caused the fire, and they have been urgently detained by Israeli security services for questioning.